Both players are ready. Let's get a countdown for the final match of the day. Group F winner goes into the top 8 with all the other champions in the main event. Are you ready, James?
Let's do this. We're gonna find out who makes it out of this quarter of the pools to the top 8. Is it gonna be Breandon or Sam, Finch? Let's go.
And we're off.
And again, Sam only needs to win 1 set. Breandon needs to win 2 sets. I share the sentiment I see in the chat over there for Sir Sean, of course. R.I.P. to Sean Connery. He just passed away earlier today. Very integral figure in my life. I was actually named after James Bond.
I did not know that. Yeah, rest in peace, Sean. And I also enjoyed the movie. What was it called? Is it Big or something? No. Something my stepdad used to watch all the time with Sean Connery. It's an awesome action movie.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, one of my favorite movies of all time, of course. Here we go.
Unfortunate square there for BV, but I actually like how he handles his squares in cases where they're not ideal. He kind of knows.
Just a couple of misplacements here for BV. Maybe a little bit of nerves to start here. He needs that eye piece. It's only going to be a triple, unfortunately. And there's a double and a single. So no potential for any Tetrises anytime soon. But still cleaning out. Meanwhile here, Sam also trying to clean out a little bit. They're even in lines, but you can see the 50,000 lead already. In modern Tetris, he would have been able to slide that piece in there, but it's not going to happen in this version here. Breandon right now just working on cleaning things out. There we go. Okay, he can set himself up now for a row 2 Tetris. Let's see if he does this. Yeah, he's definitely going for it, but where's that long bar? Where's that eyepiece? Yeah, the head shake of what is happening here. Oh.
Sorry, one sec.
I have lost my feet. Okay, there we go.
I didn't even think about that. We'll do it after.
No worries, no worries. I can see now. I can see again. There we go. But look at this lead that Sam has managed to build. All that cleaning, once again, that's the downside of all that cleaning, is you put yourself at a huge deficit against your opponent. That's where the head-to-head part of it kind of adds the pressure.
Yeah, 100%. So they have the same line count, and it's a pretty significant lead for Sam. So
Sam didn't go for the clean. Instead, he's just playing so aggressive, and it pays off. 2 Tetrises for him.
He's not turning off, keeping his foot on the pedal. He duct taped his foot around the pedal. There's no turning back now.
Okay. Yeah, had a little bit of an awkward piece placement there. Don't want to drop that in there because, like I said, it'll just keep covering, and you don't want to do that. Finally gets that the S piece. Oh man, Sam being forced to make some, hard guesses here on what pieces are coming up next. This is getting really dangerous for him, but he should be able to clear out of here. But again, constantly being forced to cover the holes. There we go, out of there. All right, okay. And he gets the Tetris, beautiful stuff. And during that entire time that he was cleaning that up, we did not have an opportunity for Breandon to lower the lead. In fact, the lead has only gotten larger, although Breandon is 10 lines behind. However, this has been Breandon's MO. He's been, he has been playing this way for most of the time, just being very patient, biding his time. and hoping that he can just outlast the opponent. However, as you mentioned earlier, Sam is the one who would just keep his foot on the pedal, would just not let off at all, and that makes it so that strategy for Breandon not as effective. So let's see if he can still keep this going. Oh boy, Sam taking a big risk there to block up the hole way up there, but it works out for him. If he can get this long bar, there it is, and boom, Tetris for Sam for a 200,000 point lead.
That's a massive lead.
He is on a 67% Tetris rate here, and he has transitioned. But you can see right now, Breandon's still 12 lines away from transition, so it tells you the different paces here. He's on a 36% Tetris rate, though, so he definitely needs to either step it up, because I don't think he can rely on Sam, you know, causing any errors or playing too safely at this point.
Right.
Sam has been so aggressive this whole time.
I think BV has it in him, though. He has the aggression as part of his Tetris DNA. He can definitely bring it back if Sam were to have any errors.
It's like I said, though, house of cards, man. It can all
right,
just
exactly. We saw
down.
it with Myles versus BV when Myles had that massive pace. So we'll see what happens here.
Okay, Breandon. Oh, perfect piece to clear that out there. How is he going to resolve this situation here? Okay, actually, he does it well and gets a Tetris out of it. However, Sam still sitting on a 235,000 point lead. But of course, you can see he has 17 more lines than Breandon right now. But still, that's not 4 Tetrises. That's a lot more than 4 Tetrises.
Right. Yeah, very commanding lead still for Sam, and he's not slowing down. Like I said, he duct taped his foot to the gas pedal, and he is just draining Tetrises. He's going for the max.
Yeah, he is definitely on pace here. Kind of a rough situation here for Breandon. Forced himself into an extra eyepiece requirement. So yeah, he's just going to try to cover that right there and dig his way back through. But unfortunately, oh no! Drops one piece. Yeah, see, that's what happens when someone like Sam can cause this pressure on you, forcing you into these kind of mistakes.
Ooh, and BV's not really poised to score right now. Actually, he gets a dirty 2-row up center well Tetris.
Nicely done, but still down by over 235,000 points.
Bit of an error there for Sam. He tried to make an adjustment. Oh, but he gets the right pieces.
Perfect pieces, and then the eyepiece. Oh, Sam. Once again, everything's coming up Millhouse.
BV
right
out.
Yeah.
So Sam is good. Sam could play for the max here, though. It'd make his second max today, excuse me.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to be going for. Even though his ELO ranking isn't as high as some of the other players here in this pool here, his performance during the qualifiers shows that he has been putting in the work very recently at the right time that he's needed to put in this work. He needs one more, as you can see Breandon say. One more. And boom!
There
max
it is.
out.
Thumbs
there
up from
go.
Breandon.
And he's going to keep going. He is going to keep going. Nice adjustment there at the end. Where's that long bar? Tetris, come on. There it is. Boom.
What can Sam do on the kill screen? 29? That's what I'm curious about. Can we get a level 30? No, not with that hang.
Oh, not quite. But there you go.
There it is.
1,071,500 points for Sam. Nicely done.
It looks like Sam has left the building, so BV wins by default. Congrats. No, I'm just kidding. Sam is back.
BV's like, I'm down. I'm down.
All right.
Also, I've got a guest commentator here for people here in the... Oh, here we go. Hi.
Oh, Judge hopping in to let Sam know something real quick. And we'll get back into it. Say hello to our judge, Sean. Doing some great work today. Okay, looks like both players are ready. We're gonna hop into it.
All right, here we go. Sam ahead, 1-0. Remember, Breandon has to win 2 sets of 3 out of 5. So it's a long road for him, but he's definitely capable of it. We've seen what he can do. The hardest part about this is that unlike most of the other people that he's gone up against, Sam, like you said, does not let off of the gas pedal. He just goes in as hard as possible. Basically neck and neck here. That 800-point lead only comes from just the fact that he's had to do 1 burn so far. There we go. And now a burn from Breandon's side because he is not getting that long bar. There it is, finally. And boom, Tetris for both players now. Kind of unwieldy pieces here for Breandon. He's going to be able to clear out. Yeah. Again, not really getting the ideal pieces that he needs, but good enough to get him cleaned out here. Oof, okay. Where's the T, or where is the Z, I think it was.
Oh man, not the best sequence there for BV, especially that square to plug it up there. Yeah. Hopefully RNG helps him out with this clean. Okay.
Yeah, so far it hasn't been very kind to him so far. I'm just watching his screen right now. The RNG has been brutal for him this particular game. But he's managed to clean his way out mostly. But again, that's just going to give Sam that big point lead here. And as a result, he has to work that much harder to be able to try to take the game. Yeah, you got to drop that in there. Yep. Wow. Oh,
some indecision there from BV, but I think actually his adjustments there paid off. Oh, that's going to be tough.
No.
He gets the right pieces to fix the air. Man, he's been burning for a while. Sam's kind of getting a pretty good lead.
This is rough. This is a rough situation here for BV.
Yeah, 205k for Sam. 85k for BV, so BV is going to have to get caught up once he gets through all this.
Yeah, but he still can't seem to get the pieces that he needs. He still keeps getting these very unfriendly pieces. He's always forced to keep covering the holes that he's trying to dig into. There we go. Okay. So at this point in time, the lead for... Oh, he's going to go for the dirty Tetris. He has to. He knows he has to. Yeah, there you go. Nice awareness. And I think he's trying to go for another one. Yeah, he is. He knows he has to.
Nice.
There you go. Another one.
Those are the moves you need to make. Did he really set up that? Oh, my goodness. And he's setting up properly. Gets another one.
Wow. Okay. Finally cleans out. Oh boy, that was nicely done. What a beautiful way to try to keep yourself in the game. Nicely done again.
Yeah, good foresight. Very well played from BV considering. And I mean, honestly, if he didn't take all those dirty Tetrises, it would be a much more significant lead. It still is pretty substantial, but I mean, those moves are going to pay off if he's going to want a chance of winning this game.
Yeah, so Sam up almost 200,000 points here because he's just been playing so cleanly and so solidly. Now, from Breandon's side, he has to kind of do the same thing that he did before, which is kind of count on Sam maybe potentially making an error somewhere that will give him, you know, hopefully the house of cards goes down.
Right.
But from what we've seen from Sam, that is not a good bet to take.
BV is throwing down Tetrises, but Sam's just not letting off of this lead he has, as you were kind of saying. So
look at the speed that he's playing at. It's been so clean.
Oh yeah, Sam's pressing down. He's using that. He's got that energy, man. He's got to go, go, go. You can tell.
Trying to add some extra pressure there. Nicely done. God, this build from Sam has been immaculate and so clean. Nice. Last second adjustment. Yeah, look at this. He is maintaining that lead so well. What does Breandon have in the tank here? Breandon's ready to go, but he is starting to run into a drought. There you go. In there. Back-to-back Tetris, yep. Not terrible.
Oh, he's going for it.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Oh, yeah,
I really like it.
Yep. Tetris. Okay. I was about to say, he had a clean opportunity that he bypassed. Is he going for another one? No, okay. Yeah, the pieces were not aligning for that, I think.
Yeah, he's going to need all the points he can get here. I think he knows that he's playing pretty aggressive. And it actually, that worked out. A little cheeky grin there from BV. But there we go. Tetris.
Ooh. Nice adjustment at the last second there.
And he's able to fill out the left. The game wants BB to live, granting him eye pieces.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, he doesn't get the square to the left.
No, that's gonna be it right there.
He might be able to. Oh, if he were to get an L piece, I could see BB getting out, but it's still very hard.
But you see the kind of pressure that Sam is putting on Breandon. Breandon has to play so risky to keep trying to get these, dirty Tetrises over and over and over again, and it is really putting Breandon in some very awkward positions.
So Sam does move on and takes game 2. Sam, you are the victor. And we are going to move into game 3 once Sam realizes this. And, yeah, very well played.
Sam's like, I need to see if I can stay in the zone. And again, you know that this is important for future rounds. Don't blame him for this.
He might be wanting that back-to-back max out.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Definitely within range of that.
It is the final match, so, there isn't too much of a constraint on time. Actually, he's going, you know what? He's feeling fine. I think in spirit, I saw the max out there. He was just feeling it.
Yeah, 68% Tetris rate. So he was definitely on his way there to another max out. I have no doubt that, you know what? That is a max out in my heart right there.
Yeah. BB says in chat, that's a back-to-back in his book. Okay. Both players are ready. Let's go. Sam just needs 1 point to win the entire group.
Yep. And Breandon, like we said, even if he can come back and win 3 in a row, he'll need to do it again.
It'd be quite the comeback.
Yeah, like I said, Breandon's strategy in all the previous rounds of playing, patiently, being able to outlast his opponents, count on his opponents making the mistakes. I don't know if that's actually a strategy, but that's how he's garnered a ton of these victories, and it's worked out for him. But like I said, Sam is just pedal to the metal, going full speed, and he has been playing so mistake-free that strategy has just not been working. Needs to figure out how to fill out column 9. Yep, drops that piece in there. Basically the 2 wide setup, as you said, very, very safe. And see, it's still, wow.
Yeah, BV finally with a bit of a lead to start off after some rough first 2 games and on level 18.
Yeah, some tough RNG that he's gotten up to this point in time. But again, it's what you make of that RNG. Interesting decision there by Sam. I think he just wasn't sure where he wanted to place that T-piece.
BB with the head nod I was talking about. He's saying no, but he's smiling, and he's like a very confused head nod there while he drops 2 Tetrises. It's like it didn't seem right, probably because he got bailed out a little bit, but yeah, he drops 2 Tetrises.
RNG taketh, and the RNG giveth, and the
exactly.
RNG taketh away.
Let it help him out this time around.
Yep. And look at that. After all that stuff with that great start from Breandon, Sam actually had the lead for a second there. Yeah, Sam gets another Tetris. Yep, there you go. He's back in the lead. It's basically neck and neck. It's virtually tied. And admittedly, Sam has been getting a lot of great pieces that he's been looking for right when he needs them. But that's also credit to how well he's just been building the landscape on his stack, like that, for example. Just so well done.
Oh my goodness. Those tucks, a rough misdrop followed by some nice tucks for BV to set his board back to normal there. And Sam with a small lead, but he's been pressing down, so he's going to naturally be a little bit ahead. They actually have, respectively, BV with a 72% Tetris rate and Sam with a 71%.
Wow, okay. So this really is actual neck and neck. He needs something to drop down there. They aren't giving... Okay, that'll work. Oh, that was nicely done by Sam to keep himself alive here. But you see, again, just getting a lot of the pieces that he needs.
Yeah, Sam's board is looking crisp. BV needs to fill up columns 2 through 4 there. And does it very quickly, and he's looking poised to get some score. There we go. So they're pretty much trading leads. Yep. They're trading
again,
Tetrises.
After all is said and done here, Sam still has the life lead. Look at this drought now for BV. This is brutal. 21 drought. 23 drought.
Oh, he
set up. Yeah, he set up for a dirty Tetris, but it's still 32 piece drought, and finally shows up right when he can't. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
That's still kind of like a drought when you have to do that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Awkward situation. Okay, actually clears it out pretty well. Nice last second adjustment, but then followed once again by another immediate drought. 19, 20
there
piece.
We go.
There we go. Finally another one. And in that time, Sam has built up on 85,000 point lead.
Right. But also to note that Sam is in the future a bit, but he is maintaining that 72% Tetris rate. BB's still at a 66% Tetris rate, so he's not too far behind. But looking like Sam's going to hit a pretty good transition score of 579,000.
Yeah, so he's basically right in range for that. Oh, that was nicely done.
Everyone likes their eye spins, line spins.
Right. Like I said, the hardest part for Breandon right now is all he can do is just hope for a mistake from Sam. But like I said, Sam has just been playing so extremely well.
Yeah, I did not realize going into Group F that people were saying he is a dark horse. I did not realize he was this good. He is consistently hitting these max out paces, bringing energy into it, and I love to see it. And channeling it in such a great way on his Tetris board here.
Yeah, nicely done from Breandon. Had kind of an awkward board, was able to still get a Tetris and get some good cleaning out of it. And there we go, another Tetris. But look at this, down 137,000 points. However, as we mentioned, Sam is far ahead right now. He's at 169 lines versus 152 lines.
True.
And Breandon is maintaining pace.
Yeah,
but still,
he's still doing good at 66%, but it's just like he's got to still turn it up here and really hope that Sam messes up, because Sam is looking so consistent today.
Yeah, 66%, but Sam is at 73%. Man, that is crazy. The kind of pressure that Sam is putting on BV right now is unreal.
Yeah, I mean, this is the pressure of playing against a champion, just this consistent max out pace. And it's just really hard to beat. You really just gotta, the only way to beat that, fight back with the same power.
Yeah, just do good.
Yeah.
Play well.
Right. With that being said, I think Sam is actually very far ahead, and he's actually poised to take a max out here. This is probably going to be a double max out now that I look at it. Breandon's on a very good pace.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A little bit of an error there. Nothing crucial. Can hurt the max out pace just a little bit, though.
Bit of a drought here for Sam. Waiting for this long bar. There it is. One Tetris away from the max out for Sam. It'll be our in spirit back 3 max outs in a row. Okay, he hits the spin. This is getting down to the wire here. Breandon needs a score.
He's gonna go for the dirty. Oh, he could have had it set up a little bit earlier than that. No.
Oh, he's going for it.
Oh boy.
I think that's the right call too.
He has no choice, but it's gonna cost him in the end.
Oh, it's
and
Sam.
You see Sam is just jumping up and down.
He gets the 1.1.
Friends.
He's got a 1.1 in game against a BV to take game 3. Like, Sam is on fire all 3 of these games, pretty much all max outs. I mean, he pretty much topped out intentionally at like 900k on level 25. So in my eyes, he just hit 3 max outs in a row to take Group F, and that is that's crazy. That's amazing.
Nicely done. And you know, I mean, you see the game that Breandon was playing there? He was playing a great game despite like all these droughts. He had back-to-back droughts. He's in the middle of a drought right here when he topped out. I mean, the RNG was definitely not in his favor, but he was able to survive and play so well and last so long. Really great job to Breandon, and you know, finishing second place there. He did finish in the money in the top 16, so he'll be getting at least $250. Congratulations to him. Well played. But it will be Sam Finch who is going to the top 8, who will be playing in the finals top 8 that will be coming in about a month, I think it is. That we're...
All right, Sam, congrats on getting to the top 8. A great win over BV. How long have you been playing Classic Tetris?
Thank you so much. It's been awesome to be here. I've been playing Tetris for a couple of years. I started on like janky websites after seeing the Jeff versus Jonas finals video. No, I switched to Classic Tetris when I started skipping class and going to the library to play it on the school computers. And then eventually I got a CRT and an NES and everything, and just worked really hard to get here. I put in a lot of hours, so you know, it feels really good to get some success finally, because I've never really played in a tournament, so it feels good.
For sure.
Stay in school, kids. I'm just saying, stay in school, kids.
Yeah, put it into practice, and I mean, this is pretty much as good as it gets in terms of Classic Tetris. So you're in the top 8, the round of champions, whatever you want to call it, the main event, and you were really bringing it pretty much in spirit. I think with that last game, you had 3 max outs in a row. At that second game, I think you could have maxed, but you were just being polite. So
which I've never done before. I've never maxed out 3 times in a row.
Really? So that was the first in competition. So if you're able to bring that energy to competition, that's awesome. That's what you want.
Yeah.
So it seems like you're able to channel the nerves to some extent into positive play.
Yeah, you know, my play always has a lot to do with how I'm feeling. If I'm a little bit tilted, I'm not going to score more than 22,800 before topping out. So, I had my friend here, Mykal. I love you. He was my emotional support.
Nice.
For a long time, and I think after I found a little bit of confidence, because like I said, I've never really played in competition before. Once I found that confidence, I was able to show my best Tetris for this last match, especially, and I'm really happy to have been able to finally prove that I can do something just in tournament on command. I just feel great.
Yeah, you surely proved it on one of the probably the biggest platform you could, and yeah, I'm glad to have you into the top 8. I'm not sure who you would theoretically get matched up against off the top of my head, if you were to know, but I'm really excited to see who you play against and how you handle it, and hopefully you can bring that same energy you brought today and bring your invite your friends back over. Bring Mykal back over, because apparently that seemed to help.
Oh yeah, we're getting everyone together.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't believe that that went that way. And honestly, I don't mind playing anybody. You know, if I have to play against Joseph early on, there's all the glory in winning that. And you know, if I don't, maybe I can make it a little further. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited.
Great.
Yeah, so I mean, you've obviously got a whole month basically to keep practicing for this. I feel like, you know, looking at your stats over here, it feels like just leading up to this and the qualifiers and stuff, it seems like you put a ton of time into this, because you were playing absolutely monstrously on fire all day today. I mean, talk to me. How did you prepare? Like, what did you do in the past couple of weeks to prepare for this match?
Past couple of weeks, I started working full time again, so it's been really hard. And you know, I've just focused on learning all the concepts, learning all the builds, focusing on what the top players are doing. You know, what's meta. I really got so little tournament practice time in. I maxed out like a couple of times just practicing specifically for the tournament, but really it's just been learning the concepts and hoping that on game day I can come in really strong. And that happened.
No,
awesome.
Undoubtedly. Like I said, like we were saying on commentary, I just felt like you were playing so well. You know, Breandon was playing very, very well himself, but you just kept the pressure on him the entire time. Even one game, you were pressing down on a bunch of the pieces. Is there something like, do you feel like there's a lot of adrenaline in your style of play? Is that adrenaline kind of fuel you and makes you play stronger?
Yeah, absolutely. But first off, I forgot to talk about BV. BV is an absolute monster. He is one of the best players in this game. Definitely one of the most underrated. He's not talked about like he's a top player. He's an absolutely a top player. He's an incredible scorer. It was so awesome to play him twice. And I wanted to go up against Myles. Myles, definitely one of my best friends. But you know, unfortunately, it didn't happen. We're gonna have to do a friendly at some point.
Kingsman is listening. I'm sure he heard that. He heard the word friendly, and you're there.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. So, congrats to Sam to make it to the top 8. I think we're gonna try to catch some action here at Classic Tetris in a moment. Any last words, Sam? Anything you would like to say to the remaining viewers?
Yeah, just thank you guys for dealing with the technical difficulties. A lot of them were on my part, so thank you guys for bearing with us.
Not a big deal.
Thank you guys for having me.
Great. Any last things to say, James?
No, just outside of just congratulations, and be exciting to see you go up against the other best in the world coming up in December. It's going to be a good time.
I'm excited for Sam the Dark Horse. Keep up the same practice. I think the practice of just studying the game is completely is underappreciated, I suppose, rather than just grinding. If you can, when you're just thinking about the game rather than always playing the game, you can kind of see it in a different light, and it really will expedite your ability to grow as a player. So I definitely appreciate that way of studying up on the game. So
yeah, thank you.
All right, Sam, thanks for joining us, and excited to see you in the top 8. We're going to bring it over to class.